Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Blake Shelton tries to lure The Voice contestant away from Nick Jonas' team with a puppy. Nick Jonas has joined The Voice for season 18 alongside Kelly Clarkson, John Legend, and Blake Shelton. On reveals he's a super fan of new Voice coach Nick Jonas. In hilarious promo, Blake Shelton tries to lure The Voice contestant away from Nick Jonas' team with a puppy. Nick Jonas has joined The Voice for season 18 alongside Kelly Clarkson, John Legend, and Blake Shelton. On Monday night's premiere of The Voice, Shelton, 43, went all out in hopes of swaying a contestant away from choosing to be on new coach Nick Jonas' team by bringing an adorable puppy on stage. "I feel like I'm at a disadvantage," Shelton said after pressing the button for Tate Brewster right after Jonas, 27, did. Within a few moments, a puppy was handed to Shelton, and the audience cheered in excitement. "What in God's name?" Coach John Legend said in shock. Kelly Clarkson then ran over, cooing over the pooch, saying, "I want the puppy. This shouldn't be allowed on The Voice." Jonas hilariously fired back at Shelton. That's when Shelton gave Brewster an ultimatum. "You like Tate? You like Tate?" Shelton said to the puppy while holding him up. "Tate, I want you to know that if you don't choose me as your coach, this puppy is going to go straight back to the animal shelter," Shelton revealed. Shocked by the proposition, Brewster laughed hysterically and put his head down. However, the puppy wasn't a strong enough tactic to win Brewster over. The Voice. Nick Jonas kicks off new coaching gig with all-star jealous performance. Watch, in the end, he chose to join Team Jonas. "Wow, that was unreal. Team Nick baby," Brewster wrote on Instagram alongside a photo of himself singing with Jonas on stage. The pair sang a rendition of Ed Sheeran's Perfect as Jonas played the guitar. While Shelton did his best to steer Brewster away from Jonas' team, he is a fan of the jealous crooner. In a hilarious promo for season 18, Shelton was revealed to be a super fan of Jonas. The clip starts out with Shelton's fellow coach Legend, 41, asking him if he has said hi to Jonas yet. In response, Shelton pretends not to know who he's talking about and asks Nick, who, Clarkson, 37, then greets Shelton and Legend in the hallway, wearing a shirt with Jonas' face on it, and asks, "How pumped are we?" Shelton continues with the charade and says, "I'm not pumped because I don't know who this is. I don't know who this guy is." After Clarkson asks why Shelton is being so weird, it's revealed that he has a room full of Jonas merchandise, including a guitar, a framed t-shirt, pillows with Jonas' face on them, and signs, which have phrases like "I am a Jonas brother," "Stay calm and dream of Nick Jonas," and "You had me at Nick Jonas" written on them. As a life-sized cardboard cutout of Jonas falls on top of him, Shelton admits, "Okay, maybe I've heard of him." When Jonas walks up to the three coaches, Shelton is mesmerized as Jonas' 2016 hit Close plays in his head. As he snaps back to reality, Shelton sheepishly says hi to Jonas. In October, Jonas first revealed that he would be joining The Voice as a coach during an appearance on The Ellen DeGeneres Show. "I'm so excited to be a part of The Voice family," Jonas said in a statement at the time. "It's such an awesome group of individuals, and I can't wait to help these artists really build and hone in to find their unique voices." Blake Shelton has been known to pull out all the stops when it comes to winning over contestants on The Voice, but even seasoned viewers of the hit singing competition couldn't have anticipated his latest trick. During a particularly intense battle over a standout contestant, Shelton went all out introducing a puppy into the mix in an attempt to lure the singer away from Nick Jonas' team. What began as a friendly rivalry between the country star and the pop icon quickly escalated into one of the most memorable and adorable moments in The Voice history. The contestant that sparked the war, the episode opened like many others, with promising talent taking the stage and impressing the judges. But there was one contestant in particular, a young singer-songwriter with a unique blend of soul and folk, who had the judges buzzing. Her audition was raw, emotional, and captivated everyone in the room. As the final notes of her performance faded, the battle for her allegiance began. Nick Jonas, who had been strategic all season in assembling a team full of genre-diverse powerhouses, wasted no time hitting his button. He turned around with a look of sheer confidence, knowing that this artist would fit perfectly with the rest of his team. But Blake Shelton wasn't about to let that happen without a fight. Shelton leaned back in his chair, carefully watching the scene unfold. For him, this wasn't just about adding another contestant to his team, it was personal. He admired the contestant's vocal versatility and potential, but even more than that, he could sense that she had the kind of down-home authenticity that could blossom under his guidance. But how could he, a country star, compete with a pop heartthrob like Jonas, especially when it was clear the contestant admired both coaches? That's when the wheels in Shelton's head started turning. The puppy gambit as the coaches pitched themselves to the contestant. Jonas leaned into his charm, promising to help her carve a unique space in the industry, appealing to her artistic sensibilities. He mentioned his own experience as part of a band and how he could relate to someone with a deep connection to their craft. The young singer smiled, clearly impressed, and for a moment, it looked like Nick had her locked in. Then Blake Shelton made his move. "Now, Nick," Blake drawled with a grin, "you've made some great points, and I respect your expertise in the pop world, but I think you're missing something really important here." The other coaches turned toward Shelton, curious about what he was planning. This young lady isn't just any contestant, she's a star in the making. And what better way to welcome a star than with a puppy? At that moment, an assistant walked onto the stage holding a fluffy golden retriever puppy, complete with a tiny red bow around its neck. The audience erupted in laughter and applause as the contestant's jaw dropped in shock. The puppy squirmed playfully in the assistant's arms, instantly stealing the show. Blake's grin widened as the puppy was handed over to him. "This little fella," he said, gently cradling the dog, "can be yours if you join Team Blake." The contestant, who had been holding herself together through the intense decision-making process, burst out laughing. "Are you serious right now?" she asked, eyes wide as she glanced between the puppy and Blake. "Dead serious," Blake replied, with that unmistakable twinkle of mischief in his eyes. "Not only will you have the best coach on the show, but you'll also have a new best friend to help you through the competition. I mean, come on, how could you say no to this face?" He lifted the puppy slightly, and the little dog let out an adorable yawn as if on cue. The reactions, the other coaches couldn't believe what they were seeing. Kelly Clarkson, seated next to Blake, was in stitches, clutching her sides in laughter. "Blake, you are too much," she said between giggles. "I've seen a lot of things on this show, but bribing a contestant with a puppy? That's a new one." Nick Jonas, however, wasn't going to back down that easily. "Oh, come on, Blake," he said, leaning forward in his chair. "Are you really going to resort to this? You think a puppy can compete with my coaching skills?" Blake shrugged nonchalantly. "Hey, I'm just offering a package deal," he said. "Talent and heart, that's what I'm all about. Plus, you can't beat a cute puppy." Nick shook his head, but even he couldn't suppress a smile. "Well, I don't have a puppy," he admitted, "but I do have years of experience in the music industry, and I know what it takes to succeed. So, you've got to ask yourself, do you want a puppy or a mentor who can help you break through?" The contestant was visibly torn, caught between the temptation of Blake's puppy ploy and the genuine mentorship both coaches were offering. The audience sat on the edge of their seats, eager to see how this playful rivalry would end. The decision, after a few tense moments, the contestant finally spoke. "This is honestly the hardest decision I've ever had to make," she said, shaking her head in disbelief. "Nick, you're incredible, and I can tell I'd learned so much from you, but I'm a sucker for a cute dog." She smiled sheepishly at Blake. "I think I'm going to have to go with Team Blake." The crowd went wild as Blake pumped his fists in victory. The puppy was placed into the contestant's arms, and the two bonded immediately, with the puppy licking her.